All right, so I suppose this is the moment you guys all been waiting for. You do want me to compare LOGAN LG OLED TV with Samsung KS-8000. We're gonna do this scene by scene. We're gonna examine each scene and we'll see the difference in quality and deep dark levels and brightness and all of that stuff. I'll try to keep both TVs at the standard default and we'll take it from there. There's the disc, it's right there. I'll be using two 4K players. I'll be using the LG 4K player, and then I'll be using a M9500 Samsung 4K player, which is right here. There he is. So we'll be doing these tests now. So this is the LG OLED. What you're seeing right now is the menu of the movie. So I'm going to show you that really quick so you can see how it looks. Let me adjust my low light. Here, let me adjust the low light. I want to make sure everything's equal. Alright, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to switch back to Samsung KS-8000. I'm going to look at this exact same demo display in the beginning, and I just want to see the difference between the two. Alright, so this is LG OLED C6P 55-inch. We're going to go switch back to Samsung KS-8000 in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so here we are at the Samsung KS-8000, and look, I get it, I understand it, it's much brighter. I understand that, it's much brighter peak brightness right away. I noticed the peak brightness is higher. But, if I move a little bit to the left, all the way to the left, I'm going to see that bleeding, bending edge light, you know? You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you guys is, I get it that Samsung KS-8000 has that peak brightness that helps with that wide color gamut. I get it. But there's something that this TV can do. This TV cannot give me that deep, dark, natural levels. Alright, so I'm gonna select a scene. And we're gonna play a scene from the movie. I'm gonna play beginning of the movie, just one scene, because I don't want to spoil this movie for you. It's an excellent movie, and I'm trying to do the best I can not to spoil it for you, okay? So let's go switch to a scene here. Alright, so I turned the lights off, and if you look right there on the bottom right corner, you will see that brightness, that edge-lit brightness, big time here. Let me move my camera around a little bit. You will see that peak brightness, that edge-lit. See that edge-lit, that brightness right there? You see it? You see how much of that light it's bending? That is what you are getting on the backlit LED TV. Now, granted, not many of you are going to be watching it from this side. If you're watching it from the center, you're not going to notice any of that stuff. Of course, here I am now from the center, it's fine. And this is a dark scene. I'm sure if I go to a different scene, it will be different. Okay, let's go and go to a different scene. Okay, even here on this scene, look, when you're watching it from the center, you don't see it as much. But look right here. Look right here. You see right there? Look at my finger right here. Right there. You see that bending light right there? That edge lit? That's what you're getting with the edge lit TV. Now, if I'm watching it from the center, if I go a little bit here, I'm not going to see that as much. You know, if I'm watching it from here, I'm not going to see that as much. It's going to be fine. But soon as I come here, Soon as I come here, look, here's the issue. Here's the problem. You see that bending light. You see that edgelit. And some people say, well, there's a full backlit. Yes, they are full backlit Samsung KS-9800s too. But even with a fully backlit, you're still going to have that light, that backlight. Guys, this is a scientific fact. It's not me talking out of my ass. It's a scientific fact. Sure, this TV will give you a super nice peak brightness with a wide color gamut spectrum. Yes, it will give you that. It will give you a much better response time. I get it, low latency. However, the one thing that this TV won't be able to ever give you is those deep, dark, natural levels that OLED has. So if you want to watch movies, OLED is the best way to go. Okay, I'm going to use the same exact scene and I'm going to switch it back to my OLED in about 3 seconds, okay? 1, 2, 3. And look at the difference here. Look at the difference. Look at that. You don't see any light coming under the on the edges. Nothing. Everything looks as it should be. Natural. And that's the beauty of the OLED, man. That is something you cannot do with the Samsung KS-8000. Okay? That's the difference right here. It's these deep, dark, black levels. No matter which angle I come here. No matter which angle. Look at this. I'll even leave it like this. How about this? I'll leave it like this. And we'll switch back to this exact same scene. And you will see that on Samsung KS-8000, you're not going to see those deep, dark levels. I'm not saying the OLED is the best TV. It is not. The whole point of this video, I hope you understand this, what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to show you the difference. I'm not saying OLED is the great TV, and I'm not saying Samsung KS-8000 is a great TV. They are both good TVs, but they're both different. They both have positives and negatives. If you want to watch movies, I recommend the OLED. If you want to play video games, I recommend the KS-8000. You can still watch movies on KS-8000, but you got to remember, you will not have that deep, dark levels. Okay? You will see a little bit of that bending light. That's just the way it is. I don't care how much you try to calibrate that shit. You cannot calibrate the backlit that's built inside of it. It's always going to be there. As you can see, I have both TVs. I'm not being a fanboy at all. A fanboy is somebody who only has one goddamn TV. All right? So let's go back to the same exact scene in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 on Samsung KS-8000. Okay, so here we are from an angle, just like I was doing with the OLED. Same exact scene. And look at that bending light. Down right here at the bottom. You see where my finger is? Hold on. You see right there at the bottom? Now I know you guys are going to say, but there's a fully backlit OLED. Yes, but even with a fully backlit, even with Vizio M55, I still have that goddamn TV, Vizio M55C2. It's a full array LED backlit. And even with full array LED backlit, you still see that bending light. It's fucking impossible. Let me get this through your head. It is fucking impossible. Ask Ridley Scott. Ask James Cameron. Ask any of these fucking directors. They will tell you it is fucking impossible to reach deep, dark levels with backlit LEDs. Because it has that light emitting from back of it. It is fucking impossible. That's a fact. All right, so let's move on. I'm sorry, but I'm really pissed off with some of you guys. I really am. You can't be this fucking dumb not to see the difference between the two TVs. You can't be this fucking dumb. All right, let's move on. All right, here's yet another scene right here from Samsung KS-8000. And look, don't get me wrong. I have this TV for how long? 8 months. I still watch it. I like it. I have no issue. I'm used to this bending light. I get it. It's backlit LCD LED. Backlit LCD LED TV. It's a LCD LED backlit TV. And I get it. I understand that. However, there's something that this TV has that this one doesn't have. And what is that? Peak brightness. Okay? The light truly pops. The color truly pops on this TV. Why? Because it has that higher peak brightness. All right, let's continue some more here, and then I'm gonna switch back to the OLED. Yes, it has that peak brightness, but it only has that peak brightness in a lit up scenes. Scenes that are like very bright. But if you're watching this in the dark, like I am watching this right now, you will see these bright, bleeding, edge-lit lights popping out of the screen. Now, what happens if I use the same exact scene and put it on the OLED? You're gonna have more details in the dark scenes, and that's why they recommend watching movies on the OLED. So let me go switch back to the OLED in about 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. And look at the difference here. The deep dark levels are more natural. They look more vivid and detailed. You can't do that on the backlit right here on this baby. See, you see all that light that's popping out? You can't do that on the backlit, on the edge lit. I'm sorry, edge lit backlit, it's still fucking OLED. It's still a LED light that's beaming behind it. Doesn't fucking matter. Okay? You see the difference? Hey, look right here. Do you know why that is? Do you know why this is? Because every and each organic light emitting diode, it's emitting by itself. Okay? Here, that's not the case. Why? Because you got this edge-lit light beaming behind it. From top to bottom. It don't matter if it was full array backlit. I have Vizio M55C2. Even with Vizio, if I move all the way to the left, I see that shit. Even when that LG IPS panel, the one the Westside Tech has, even with that one, when I move all the way to the left, I see that bright light. You can't escape that shit on the LCD LED backlit TVs. There's still LCD panels. They have LED backlit with some quantum dot, white color gamut, and some peak brightness. Yes, peak brightness helps if you are in a really, really bright goddamn room. But if you're sitting in a dark fucking room, you're fucked. I'm not trying to say, hey, this one's better than this one. I'm just here as an independent to tell you the difference. Okay? I'm not a fanboy. I'm not sponsored by LG, nor am I sponsored by Samsung. I'm just here to tell you the difference. As you can see, I have both of them. And look at that Samsung logo. Look at that Samsung logo flying. And look at that bending light. That's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen here. When this one goes into a standby mode, you're not going to see that shit here. On that Samsung, look at that bending backlit, edge-lit light you see. But it don't matter, even if it was an edge-lit, even if it was fully array backlit, you're still going to have that bright light surrounding the entire panel. Okay? Everything will be bright. That's the difference between these two TVs. All right, now look at this scene, for example. Hugh Jackman, there he is. They're flashing a light at him. Those mechanics, whatever, they're flashing a light at him. And look how natural that light of 750 peak brightness with a nice deep dark levels. Look how good it's reflecting on his hair, and it's reflecting on his face. And look, even the dirt, that green dirt that's on his undershirt, you can see it. You can see it. But why can't you see it? You can see it because organic light emitting diode, it's individually emitting every and each diode. There's no backlit. There's nothing behind it. Here, on Samsung or any LCD, LED, edge-lit, backlit, that's not the case. You will not be able to see that deep dark level detail. All right, so let me use this exact same scene right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how it looks on the Samsung KS-8000 in about 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. And here we are on the Samsung KS-8000. And right from the get-go, you can see it right here. You can see that, hold on, right there, you can see at the bottom that edge-lit bending that light. Now, if I go move all the way to the center, I might be able to escape that a little bit, but not that much. You're gonna ask why that is. Well, I just told you. That's because it's a backlit or edge-lit. In this case, edge-lit. It's an edge-lit LED light. It don't matter if it was a full array LEDs. You're still gonna have that light peeking behind it. Well, there you have it, guys. Hopefully, this gives you some clarity and understanding the difference between LCD, LED edge-lit, LED backlit, and OLED. They're both good TVs, but they're both different. They both have positives and they both have negatives. There you have it. Enjoy the fucking movie. If you don't watch this movie, you're an asshole. Go watch this movie right fucking now. It's a great movie.